This happened to me 2 to 3 years ago. I was around 23 at the time. I'm a female and I live in Romania. One night I was coming home from class, masters. Class started after 6 PM and ended at 10 PM. At around 11 PM, I had to take the subway for about 12 stops. The destination I had to get off was at the end of the line for the subway. At that time, there wouldn't be many people in the subway. I'm a pretty lonely person. All I need is my headset and my music, and I'm good to go. Said and done, I plug in my music, and I pick the furthest chair in the subway, away from the only 2 people that were taking the subway with me at that time. So far so good, until I see, with the corner of my eye, a silhouette approaching me and sitting right next to me. It was a man, fairly built, dark hair, wearing glasses, a black shirt with a black hoodie, and a sickening smile. He doesn't engage in talking with me, but would just stare at me, at my phone, and as I would browse to my music. I can hear him breathe heavily. Not like painfully, but still, like he was feeling something very strong. I feel uneasy, so I decide to change my seat and go even further behind, trying to avoid him without looking like a freak myself. I don't know to whom, there was just another person with us the whole way. I guess that scared me even more. I pick a new chair, sit down, plug my headset again, and proceed with the remaining 6 out of 12 stops on my way home. I see the silhouette growing bigger and bigger, and a breeze running on my skin as I realize the guy is again sitting right next to me, glancing in midair, dead eyes, a big smile, staring right into my phone. I panic. There are still 4 stops to go. I have nowhere to hide. I look after the other person on the subway, trying to sit next to her, thinking that strength will come in numbers. She is no longer there. I start shaking a bit, but not allowing the creeper to notice me being vulnerable. I stand up, go to the door, and just decide to stand there until my stop comes. This way he won't sit next to me, right? Wrong. He comes straight after me and sits on the chair right next to the door, and because he couldn't see my phone, on which he's focused on so far, from that angle, he fixates right at me, in my soul, with his black dead eyes, and says, "Hi gorgeous, why are you avoiding me?" I'm freaking out as I'm looking at my phone, trying to call my boyfriend, or message him, and he stops me by saying, "I know no one will help you. You would have sent an SOS message by now. I know you didn't." That moment I realize I'm cornered. He's been focusing on my phone to see who I was talking to, trying to figure out if I panic, trying to see if I would ask someone for help. He cornered me bad. I had the luck to reach my stop, as I would delay any reaction or ignore him, so that he would repeat whatever he wanted to say. I drop off and run for the exit, not looking back. I get out at the surface, and I don't see him anymore. At this moment, I put my phone in my purse and realize I had pepper spray with me all along. My heartbeat comes back to normal, as I know at least I have something to defend myself with, but still a long way to get home. And who knows if he is alone or not. I walk rather fast for maybe 5 minutes from the metro and feel a hand grabbing my wrist and pulling me back, and another hand covering my mouth, disabling me from screaming my lungs out. It was him. The same black hoodie, dark hair, and dead-eyed stalker. He was furious and said, "Running from me? How dare you run away from me? You should be honored I give you attention." I am fairly built for a woman, 80 kilograms and 1.75 meters tall. So I guess he thought men don't find me beautiful or something, and he should feel blessed a creep like him stalks me and tries to hurt me. Now, my phone is in my bag. I can't call the police, and I can't reach for the pepper spray. I panic. I can't punch him in the crotch. I can't scratch him as I don't have long nails. His hand is still on my mouth. What do I do? I did the most desperate and distressing thing I could think of to save my life. I just played along. I used my other hand to touch the inside of his thigh and mumble, "I'm sorry," while his hand was on my mouth. He took his hand off my mouth, and I repeated that I'm sorry. I didn't realize he was just flirting. He left his guard down and took his hand off my wrist. He asked me for my phone number and address to drop me off, but I refused, saying I'd rather add him on Facebook, and he agreed. I told him I'd reach for my phone, but instead picked up the pepper spray and got him sprayed all over the face. Made sure I'd cover both of his eyes, nose, mouth, and even his ears and his hands. He instantly got all red, suffocating from the pepper spray and swelling. I called the police, told them what happened and what I did. They asked me if he was immobilized, and I said yes, as the effects would wear off in around 45 minutes. The police arrived there 5 minutes later, to me shaking like a leaf, and a man on the ground, swollen like a pumpkin, throwing up and swearing at me between gasps of breath. He was arrested, and the police told me that they'd been looking for him for the past week as they discovered the body of a 24-year-old woman in his apartment. Fairly built lady, 1.77 meters tall, 75 kilograms, red hair. I have red hair too. The woman was his girlfriend, and ever since, he's never gone back into the apartment. I do not know what he wanted to do with me. I can understand why he targeted me due to the similarities, but stranger in the subway, stalking women at night, trying to befriend them, or even worse, murder them. I hope to God you and I never meet again.